Guys, today, even though my shirt says carnivore, we are celebrating some fresh veg because we had such a bounty when we went to the farmer's market. Our organic farmer friends, we just picked them apart. They gave us all their killer food, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun with some veg today. Weird, I know, coming from me, but check it out. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Chomp Chomp Chewy. As you can see, we have a lot of produce here, and even though my shirt says carnivore, we obviously are going to do some veg today. And I'm going to start with the asparagus because I was reminded of when I first started out as a line cook. Man, I was so young back then and good looking. But anyway, asparagus. It's really awesome, and when it's in season, you can get it pretty cheap. And so what happened was our purveyor way over-ordered asparagus. And so our head chef took advantage of that. He bought a crap ton of it. I mean, case after case after case. And he brought it in, threw it down in front of me and said, figure it out. We got to move all this weekend. This was Friday. We had to move all of it. So this is what I did with it. I thought I'd share it with you because there's a few awesome ways that you can really do things with asparagus that maybe you didn't think of, but hopefully your family will love. All right, now I rarely do this, but as you can see, this one I've had for a little while, and it's starting to get a little more woody and wilty. So I rarely ever will cut asparagus. I like to break it, you know, the old school way, but I'm just gonna hack that off because I want what's left to be nice and fresh and awesome. And I'm gonna ride on a roasting pan. These sill pats, by the way, brilliant. They don't burn, they don't melt, they just hang out and they do their thing. And they keep your pans pretty clean. All right, let's get rid of these guys. By the way, I'm saving these. We're gonna be having a lot of other things going on. Like we're gonna be de-stemming the kale and all that. Always save your leftover greens for veg stock. All right, that's enough of that. We'll come back to veg stock. Those go there. All right, and then as far as these guys, man, those are long, aren't they? Maybe we'll just start off with the roasted, and we'll do it roasted a couple of ways. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna hit it with a little bit of olive oil. And this is so simple, it takes like 10 seconds, right? A little bit of salt, a little bit of fresh ground pepper, and then our favorite, our go-to, this is our gunpowder spice. I'm not gonna tell you what's in it, but it's delicious. Little bit of spice, little bit of everything that you're gonna love. We literally put this on everything. So I'm gonna go here, and it's as simple as that. Now I have some leftover, what am I gonna do with it? Can't put it in there. Perfect. It's good. It's so good, but careful. Eating it raw. Woo! We're back. All right, so I can see I have a little tear in my eye because I mentioned it was spicy, but we have several levels of spice. And I didn't realize that was the 12 gauge gunpowder sauce. I thought it was more like the 22. But either way, now we're back to the asparagus. What we're gonna do with this is very simple. We're gonna chuck it into our preheated 425 oven. And we're gonna let this just kind of roast up for a little bit. One side we're gonna keep like pure and simple. I love asparagus with just olive oil, a little spice, salt, pepper, boom, done. It's so delicious. To me, it's like candy, it's crazy. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's bacon, but it's delicious. My mouth's watering thinking about it. The other side, we're gonna do the same thing, only when we pull the other asparagus, we're gonna hit it with just a little bit of mozz, a little bit of Parmesan, and I'm telling you what, that's gonna be awesome. All right, back in a few. Asparagus is done. Ish. All right. Beautiful. You can smell it. It smells fresh, but it smells, oh man, very, very, You get a spice, a little bit of olive oil, salt, peppermint. It's gonna be fantastic. I had a fork at one point. There we go. Look at it. So we're gonna take this side. Get over there. Put him over there, and you're there. I love asparagus. Anyone that knows me, my shirt says it all, carnivore, right? I'm not a veg guy, but what I am is an asparagus guy. I love asparagus. I don't know why, but I tell you what, it is delicious. Especially, you know, it's so simple. And, you know, this time of year, the springtime, it's so fresh and viable. So that is one of my favorite ways to eat it. So, now I'm gonna grab a little bit of mozz. Super easy. I want them to be a little close together. I'm just gonna put it right across the middle. Because you don't want too much. I mean, you wanna keep the integrity and the flavor of the asparagus, but this is gonna have just a little bit of creaminess, a little bit of, well, a little bit more awesome. Easy, easy. Mozz and parm. Can you hand me that hand? Can you hand me that? Just a little bit of Parmesan. Well, that was a lot of bit of Parmesan, so make sure to spread it out a little bit. But check it out, it's going right over the middle. Everything's gonna get to know each other inside the oven. And this is gonna take a couple more minutes, and it's gonna be awesome. All right, I'm gonna enjoy that while this cooks off, and then we'll come back for 2 more awesome asparagus things. Oh yeah, get that going. Yum. All right, just long enough for the mozz to melt, because we don't want to overcook the asparagus. We want to keep a lot of that crunch. And we don't want it to get soggy, for Pete's sake. So, we just want that mozz to melt a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, look at that. Ooey gooey, cheesy, wheezy. Good night in the morning. Woo! All right, so for this one, I'll cut that cheese up a little bit and see. Woo! Hot. What's awesome about this is that the asparagus is still really, really crunchy and you're getting all that freshness of it. But with that Parmesan, it gives it a nutty flavor when you put it under the broiler. And it really brings out the earthiness, I guess, or chefy if you want to say, umami. But it brings out that earthiness of the asparagus. And then the creaminess of that mozz really brings everything together. And daggone, is this a good dish. So this is the second way we made asparagus when Chef brought in all of those cases and told us to sell it this weekend. We got 2 more to go. We'll see you in a couple minutes. All right, so the third way we're gonna enjoy this asparagus is we're gonna wrap it in some bacon. Yes, carnivore, what up? So we're just gonna grab a nice little strip of bacon. Maybe if we can get it out. And for these, you can see that these are skinny versus, look at these guys over here. The size of that versus the size of that. So the bigger your asparagus, the fewer you wanna put. You can get by with a lot more asparagus in the roll if you have the skinnier. And sometimes I prefer those because frankly, they're a lot more tender and more delicious. So I'm just gonna wrap these guys up and then we're gonna chuck them in the oven at 425. Let me see here. So when Chef came in with all those cases of asparagus, and he threw them down in front of me and challenged me like, hey, we have to sell all of these. So I kind of put my head down, started figuring out what we were gonna do with it, because it was kind of like my moment to shine, because I was literally, I was like 20 22 years old, you know, a couple years ago. So I really focused in on trying to impress him, and it worked. We ended up selling all of that asparagus that he brought in, and when we ran out, he actually had wished he had purchased more, which is a really good sign for us because our food costs were super low and everyone in the restaurant was loving it. All right, I'm gonna continue wrapping up this asparagus and I'm gonna show you, and I'll show you a couple more ways that we can knock it down and really, really impress our friends and family when it comes to asparagus. All right, I'm gonna keep wrapping and I'll see you in a minute. All right, so we've bacon wrapped our asparagus, and that's number 3 of the 4 ways we're gonna do fresh asparagus. And man, let me tell you something, this is really, really amazing. Because you get obviously you get the crisp from the crunchy bacon, you get the freshness of the asparagus, and then, I mean, the bacon itself is just killer. But look at, my mouth's watering, look at the tips of those, because the bacon kind of sends its fat out and then it kind of infuses with the rest of the veg, and daggone if that's not the best bite. It's crunchy, it's still fresh, and it tastes like bacon. Man, that is amazing. So this is number 3. Just wrap it in bacon, cook it for like 25 minutes. After about 15 or so, flip it over. You're gonna get crunchy bacon and delicious asparagus. So anyway, we're gonna move on. After I take one more right. Man, that is awesome. I know I took too big a bite, so we have some dead space there, sorry. Producer's like, hey, sorry, I love asparagus. So now we're gonna do kind of a similar thing that we did before, but now it's bacon wrapped. So we're gonna take our Parmesan, we're gonna take our mozz, and this is going directly over, it's going directly over the bacon. And so that mozz is obviously super creamy. When we broil the Parmesan, it's really nutty and it brings that earthiness back to it, which the asparagus is already providing. And then you get the saltiness and the crunch of the bacon. Man, and when all that blends together, it is a beautiful thing. So we're gonna pop this back in the oven under broil for, I don't know, maybe like 4 minutes tops, because we don't wanna burn it, we just want it to be awesome. All right, let's get it in. Oh yeah. Man, you can smell the nuttiness of that Parmesan, and oh crap. You wanna catch it early. Woo! Man, look at this. Oh mama, that mozzarella, that Parmesan, And look how crispy this got. When the crowns of the asparagus get that crispy, they're totally infused with that bacon fat. Good night. I can't find my fork, so I'm gonna get another one. But look at this. It's gonna be hot. Getting hot in the hot tub. Oh yeah. Come on, man. Look at that beautiful cheesy goodness right there. Good night. Yeah, this is extremely hot. Obviously I should pull it down, but let's see what's happening. Give it a second. All right, we're gonna taste this because the crowns have obviously been really been, that bacon fat, that bacon flavor has been really driven into them. And well, let's see what happens. they caramelize a little bit. God, that is delicious. They always tell me, don't take such big bites, you can't talk afterwards. But with food this good, you have to take big bites. Come on. It's bacon, it's fresh asparagus, it's mozz and parm. Man, oh man. This is delicious food. It's fresh and I was gonna say it's healthy, so I'm gonna go with that, healthy, but it is really delicious. So check it out, Chomp Chomp Chewy. Follow us, like us, love us, reach out to us, comment on anything you see. But man, I tell you what, we're gonna continue making awesome food and we'd love to hear from you. And until the next vid, try some asparagus. Try it all 4 ways. It's amazing. All right, see you in the next.